Good evening, folks. It's the 21st day. Oh, excuse me. It's 2134 on the 10th day, 10th month, 2022. I'm looking at here is a bit of a. We had a bit of an X flare kickoff here when a big filament snapped. Watch. Pow. And that caused a bit of a minor bit of flare action coming towards us. So it's disturbed our magnetics a bit. It's caused a bit of unease. It's headed this way. But those X-rays would come pretty quick. And we got another one that could kick off. It is forward facing right now, so we'll be watching it. There's a lot of action on the edge. Really a lot of action. I'm gonna roll it. It's very interesting actually. Wham, pow. See them? See the filaments kicking off here? But they're kicking off mostly to the side, so it's not a full forward face, and it's difficult to see the filaments when they're looking head on. Right? Let's be honest about that. But you see it very dramatically out on the limb. Always got like the fire tornado look here. Something's fueling. Yeah, you can see a lot of action, and there's a lot of questions about what goes on in the corona. And it's often theorized that there's interstellar craft that visit the sun to fuel or do stuff, or maybe they're man-made, like this square-looking thing right here on the edge. Uh-huh. Yeah, I do a lot of that's a wascally wabbit stuff. But you know what's not wascally wabbit stuff? Is the stuff we can prove. Right? You know what we can prove? We can prove geoengineering. So why I was looking there is because I saw a big blast. And that might explain some of what you see kick off here near the end. Oh, they've smoothed it out. Isn't that interesting? Well, the feed's different than it was. That's not there no more. Anyways, what I'm watching for was that beam. Remember I said I'm looking for a beam and I've been waiting for something? So let's go to it. Right? No, it's still outside. I wish I'd have left my screen up. Right, I've been waiting for a beam up here to decide where is the storm's going to go. Right, I needed to know. And there it is, a great big old square. You've had two blasts occur. You had one occur over here at Alice. And Xmas has absolutely kicked off, undeniably. You've had a big beam come from the Holt base out here. See, it's even pointing right at it, that V. And as that went out, the shockwave of that in this one here is going to also increase, I dare say, the risk of volcanism throughout Indonesia here, but it's especially along the Bali area. And you see this one here coming through here? This is bad. As they're manipulating this here, I do not see this coming into Darwin as a cyclone, as some people are saying. I don't see how. So, because the filament's being stripped, according to the geo move going on right now, the moisture's being what I call destroyed, where they hit it with frequency and vibrate the droplets so they go small again, too small to fall. You'll end up with these like wafts, foof, foof, and then they're free to move those to other places. Recoalesce them, might bring them back around, and that chem actually would, because you got a beam here. This beam here forces that out, hems that back up, and will force stuff up into here. The shockwave from this actually is probably going to flood this area. So I'm going to have to take a look at that. Oops, hello. I got to watch these hotkeys on this. I'm going to turn it off so I don't accidentally turn my screen off until I do the moving bit. And good evening, everybody. I had really nothing to show you all the other day. I'm a bit angry about disinformation in the community. And it actually really disrupted my life. But yeah, I had nothing new to report, but I do have today. Now, the heavy rains can be expected well through here. And these countries are going to get socked. They're going to get socked right in a kisser. Yep, not good at all. But hey, let's all move up here, truthers. I don't do nothing here. Dumbasses. It's everywhere in the world is being sprayed like bugs. Everywhere in the world can become a victim of a geostorm at any time. Look at the beam up here. You think that's going to be good for the earthquakes along this Comedic Trench line? It is not. Oh my, not for them either. See, I gotta go earthquake somewhere along here on the line in the trench. It's bad. If they hit another beam and they cross it over here somewhere, I have a big concern. Yeah, that's gonna be a big one, actually. I'm expecting a large quake in the Comedic Trench now because of this beam. I'm expecting it. Is it gonna happen where I'm pointing? Probably got all those X's and O's over there in their section. Remember, Ghostbusters said, man, never cross the beams. That's true. Look at the beams crossing here. You're going to have a little small 2.6 or something over out here out west. I won't be surprised. EMF can cause earthquakes. They can induce them. If that ain't true, then how come I point them out all the time? And I do it a lot. I'm going to start doing it more often. I want to show you guys the correlation. How are we looking at Turkey right now? Bzzz, getting fried right here. Syria got a blast. Yeah, they did. Look, they hit Syria. They got hit. That means where did it come from? Could be so many sources coming up from here. Turkey, what did you do? Fired back. Been a perpetual civil war. 45 plus years been going on in that border. Maybe, yeah, if she's in the mood, John, so I'll tell you some of the stories. Yeah, of the wars she's been through. Always remember, war sucks. There's no such thing as glorious dead. They're just dead. Okay? Let's get that straight. How has that freedom worked out? Look at the tan line of shame this year and see how that worked out. Got a beam blasting out here in the middle of the ocean. I have to show you the setup. And I'm going to look. I want to see the worldwide flood stats. I'm kind of aware of a few of them. Always thought that looked a bit like a dolphin. If you drew a line there. Because it makes me happy to see the Mediterranean Sea as a giant dolphin. Why? Why not? Really? Bzzz, what a fried up world. Okay, I'm going to turn that off so I don't get tempted to look again. I showed you the sun. Right, what we're looking at here is the happening that's happening. And it's coming in now. Now is the time of concern. Within the next 36 hours, the rains of this will begin to influence Australia. You can expect some fairly high, consistent winds. Standard, you're looking about maybe if you got wind blowing 15 miles an hour, 15 or kilometers an hour all the time, and you get some blasts, it's gonna affect things. And when this moves by and the wind shifts directions, the trees rumbling on the sides of the roads going through the mountain passes here, I have a deep concern. So camp on out there in Camp Barra. And call it Camp Barra, because if they can't make the roads safe for you to go home, stay there till you get your rights back. Do the right thing. Don't turn it into a weekend look what I did photo op. Go there because that's what you're supposed to do. Right? Anzac that shit. You guys love to throw that in my face. Look at what's coming up here, broken hell. Hello, Wednesday. That'll be Thursday afternoon, your time, maybe about, I don't know your daylight savings time, maybe about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Oh, you missed it by 5 minutes, Robert. You're wrong. Hey, give or take. I don't know. I'm here in England. I'll just give you my time, and you could start learning things. Cooper Petey getting wet. Mild Dora, not so mild. Melbourne, Smelburne like mold. Lightning suddenly decides, hi, we're going to kick Bowie off. Here we go. The bizarre man. Weather kicks on, and then the storms are going to kick. And through this corridor right here, you're going to see some very heavy line kick off. And this is where most of your wetness is going to occur, is when this batch is coming over. And I am not in fully agreement with the totals. All right? And I'll stop you right there. Right? There's the suspense. Because it is coming your way. It's coming. But a beam is going to do your determinants. Because when the beams kick on up here, this could do a slide. And if they do that, with the downward flow from this coast, you know it's going to spin. So let's look. Where's the wind? Everyone knows it's windy. The spinner will form right here. It'll start to spin. It'll have a least resistance there. She'll come up coast a minute and then roar and coughs. Yeah, you guys are going to get it. Watch. It has to spin there. They do this. They just do it. Don't be looking at that one over there. Look at this one over here. Don't be looking over here. Harbor. Hello, Charlie. Okay, so the dissipating moisture on the weather plan shows me you're going to get beamed like fuck that day. So I'm going to give a serious EMF warning for people that are electromagnetic frequency sensitive to be very aware about in this day here. They're going to kick these radars in great big blasting beams. So if you're sensitive to EMF, this is the day you're going to want to like maybe spend some time in your Faraday cage and have you a good frequency generator like one of Rod and Rachel of Sacred Knowledge Energy Tools, little small personal harmonizers. And because you got to have frequency inside a Faraday cage or you're going to get sick. So pick your frequency, right? Yeah, you can have a tuning bowl, but you're going to try to do that with your toes while you're sleeping? I want to see that. That would be funny to watch. And his foot going around. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, you have to have healthy frequency, and the song of the universe is so important. And while when you got stuff like this over the top of you, you are being interfered with from that song of the universe that's coming to you from the stars. Every time one of those little blasts come from a sun somewhere, that's a message of some kind. Maybe it's talking to another star. We don't know it. We just say, wow, look at that. But we have no idea that may be how they communicate. Who knows? Stars may be alive. They give us life. Does it take life to give life? That's a question I always wonder. It dang sure takes life to take life. And the life we're living right now seems to be taking a lot of life. And this looks like a big old sock. Have a big sock. Your weather is socked in. This is a nudge. Pow. The bank of that shock wave hits that, moves that into another one, that moves that into another one. The nudge. Nudge, 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 nudge. You're nudging the fudge, and around it goes. Huge banks of chem. Banging into other bends of chem. Pow, pow, pow. Causes predictable flows. This is one move. This is the nudge. And now I'm going to turn my keyboard back on. Hope I don't hit the home key. And I hope everybody's, give me a sound check. I'm going to go over and look in a minute. See if I've wasted my time. It's never a waste of time. I can always voice over this. Get rid of the swears. I could get rid of it really good, when I see stuff like boom, 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 going to plumes over here, and they're headed toward Tasmania now. It's coming your way. You're going to breathe it from international waters right up your nose. Have it, have it, have it. The butterfly looking one there affecting your weather. Nudge, 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 nudge the fudge. Don't drop the peg. Don't drop the soap on the rope. Look at the sock. Is that a hockey stick? Bam! Hello. Pow, pow, pow. Do you see the nudge move? How a shockwave? You ever been by the front of a truck when you're passing it? Or drafting? Or feel when it comes behind you, you feel that move? Well, this moves, and it moves. It's kind of the same thing on a vast scale. And they could do it on different layers of the atmosphere. Look at this ribbon of shit coming over these poor folks. That is sickness mix. I recognize this deployment anywhere. Sickness mix. Sickness mix. Brought to you by some sick dicks. The United Nations policies are united only for nations. They don't say the United Peoples. It doesn't seem to mention you at all. In a nationalism that is doing this internationally, over international waters, poisoning animals, over beautiful protected lands, where species out here that may never have been discovered yet are. Something may crawl out of the ground that only comes up every 150,000 years, and this is its year. What's it going to see? Might climb back in under its rock. Who knows? There's so many things we don't know, but we think we know it all. Because we watch a television show that tells us something called science. Science is never settled. It always should be questioned. Question these things, and I answer you openly. Boom, 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 plumes. The Maltese cross. That is not nice. It's not nice looking sky. Right? As I jump backward in 10 minutes increments, let's watch the evolution of a chem bomb. It crosses the line. Here we are. We're international. We're off coast, surfing in. We took a right turn at Albuquerque, and let's go to Australia. Now we took a curve. Right? Still there. Still bombing. Boom, another plume goes off, sustaining this cloud as it moves along at 10-minute jumps. I click it, boom, boom, and it's done another one. It is farting, man. It has gas. Still there. Some chromosomal looking thing there. Yes, I hope that don't alter anything. If anybody gets pregnant suddenly during a thunderstorm, can we blame the sky? Even meanwhile, that one, then we're going to look at it in a minute. Going. Still there. Still pluming. Something is going along in this cloud that's doing this. And it's deploying things as it's going, man. If you had a car going down a highway and you was watching litter going along, French fries being thrown out a window, landing, and you just didn't see the car and it was landing, it was the only one on the road, who was doing it? Would you look at the guilt going on here? Look how many 1,000 miles of shit you've got. Thousands of miles of shit. Absolutely horrendous. Thousands of miles of shit streaming across your nation today. Have the big sock. The vapors. Oh, it's like Angel of Death, man. If they painted that green, would you be going, oh, Moses, Moses, Moses? You breathe it deep enough, it might have that fry gene in it. We're going, oh, Moses. Who knows? Lake Frome National Reserve. Jesus Christ, you can't see that for nothing because all these chem bombs going off over here between all these protected areas. St. Mary is peaking. What, on acid? People got to be peaking on something thinking it's a natural cloud formation. What a bunch of shit. Oh my God. Would you look at the guilt here over a lake? Let's fry the fish before we catch it. Hey, Daddy, look, this one looks ready. Reels it in, just munch straight away, man. You ain't got to cook it no more. It's been fried on the way up. How do you think the fish are feeling with this in their water? Probably about like you would feel if somebody threw a blow dryer that was running into your bathtub when you was in it. You'd probably feel about the same. Bzzz, kind of like that. Stansbury getting fried, Adelaide style. Look at the difference in the color of the cloud here versus here. Something has bombed you, man. You have been bombed near Murray Bridge, the Battle of Murray Bridge. War was not declared, but the bombs came anyhow. In that typical arc-like formation. Got your arc? Well, it's come to you. I told you guys, did you build an arc at the beginning? Look at the straight line to this. Does this look natural to you? If you think that looks natural, you're out of your mind. That is a straight line from Victor Harbor on up to Murray Bridge. The Battle of Murray Bridge is on, and the chem bombs seem to be winning, folks. And they're bringing on the rain, and they're bringing on the wind, and they're bringing on the storm, and they're bringing it on with propaganda. Proper propaganda. How dare you parade around a kid and tell you to do it all for the kids? Well, this is what your kid's going to be breathing. Somebody went loopy, or look at the swirls. See that? Front and center. I present to you a geocloud. Swirling. Maybe it's descending through the atmosphere. Yeah, getting closer and closer and closer to the whales, closer to the dolphins, closer to the winds that blow ashore to sea mists. Now you breathe. Now go in your garden. Starting to carry it? Or should I continue? How about the West Coast? Carnivorous stuff in the sky that seems to be eating our future. Carnarvon. That sounds pretty French or Portuguese. Gazetol. Gazetol in progress. What's a gazetol? Is that like a fuck it all where you take it and you don't give a shit about nothing? A gazetol. Can I have a gazetol? It gives it to you all at once. Yep, there's a gazetol. It just has it all in it. Have it, have it, have it. That is not a vitamin in your sky. These are toxins. These are pathogens. These diseases. These disrupt your terrain, Geraldton. Look at the sickness mix right here. See it? 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 plume. Over the nasty looking Halloween goblin face. That is this. It's nasty looking. My God. Do you believe in magic? You want to see how long this line is? You want to see how much like a bug you've been sprayed? Should we go out here to the Goblin Head? From Goblin Head on down to here, and over to here, and over to here, and here, Here to here. Should we give you the tendrils of death that are just kind of just descending on you? Nah, that's not fair. That line right there is line. It's going like from here to here today. If somebody's breaking the speed limit, they ain't even got to stop. That's the truck that's in the sky going 200 miles an hour. No speed limits, no stop sign, no rules, straight to you without your permission. From Timbuktu to the bucks going in their pockets. You guys use great cares on them roads because the chem bombardiers are out there. And they got your number, Griffith, because look at this. And this is where the swathes of the rain are coming. This is where the rain is coming. Right, as I look at the heavy totals now of accumulations of rain over the next 24 hours, you're like, and you better have that and you better get your bits done, because then you're fucked. It's coming in and it's clobbering. Yep, that one spot, Melbourne, Bendigo, that whole swath. Someone got you higher. Yeah. Oh, they ain't forgot about you, New South Wales, but not currently at this event. Isn't it coincidental that the 5-day heavy rain is following the line of these chemtrails that I just marked out? Let's do the area this time. I ain't in a rush. We'll go from the edge of your country. Right. Actually, that's not accurate. Get off of here. And we're going to do it right. We ain't playing games. We'll go from Ugly Man Head here to there. To there, to there, to there, to there. Out to sea doesn't matter as much. Right. Oh my God. 3 million square kilometers covered by chem? Would you say that the gas chamber has come to you? My God. That's a lot. And well, when I look at this path here of the rain, and I look at this, I'm kind of seeing a correlation. I see a correlation. They're making the rain. Wouldn't you say that? Isn't that a correlation? I got to hit you with a pie in the face before you say, gee, I think a pie just made my face. If somebody has a pie in their hand, I might get it in the face. Well, here's the pie in the face right here. And here's where they say you're going to get it. Well, you got a Maryborough there. They got one in Queensland. And they flooded both y'all this year. Isn't that fun? No, it's not. Right, I'm going to do it determining. Right here. How's your dam looking? When they let it out, where does it go? Does it come down here? Right, this area is in danger. All right. GTFO, higher ground, put your flood plan into immediate effect for this area. Right, that town. All right, go into effect for your TUD. You know who's there. Yeah, Dales Ford for sure. You see the name Ford, that means it's a place across the river, right? If you a numbnut, you ain't been in an area, you never used a map in your life, and you see the word Ford at the end, unless you're going to visit Gerald Ford's house, usually it's where you cross the river. And if there ain't no water there at the time, you're in a dry riverbed. And this area is in great danger. Look at all the creek heads that move in here, Lionville. And don't lie about why you guys get water. The Domino affected rail trail. The rail trail. Can you make this up? They do want new railroads. They do want new roads. They want new infrastructure. How do you get out of a depression? You build. That's how the West was really built, modern West. They made dams, ruined rivers. They built communities and committed sins like Lost Wages, Nevada. And all that was built because of the dam. And the New Deal was what they called it back then. What do they call it now? Build Back Better? New World Order. The New World Order. What a bunch of shit. It's just the old world order reshuffling the cards toward themselves because they're finally getting where they got to pay for stuff. And they got to work. Right, you might experience something through here. It's not much of a creek. Ah, yeah, definitely. Look at what everything drains. Right onto that road. Yeah, be careful on these highways, folks. Oh, they'll kill more this year than they already have. And it's a shame when people die because of geoengineering. And I warned about them, the events. This whole area could have this total. I ain't agree. A pocket here, a pocket there. If this pocket is the only pocket that's existing, I'll say you was damned. That would be the conspiracy targeting. I just see all these creeks are going to be overrunning into their usual catchment areas. But some of these neighborhoods here are about to experience quite a lashing, quite a sock in the face. After a year where they felt like hanging themselves from the rock already because of the lack of living and the taking away of everything we've had. And now the geoengineers are come and taking everything else you've got with their booming and their pluming and their bad mouth and everything that we do and we want that's natural. They say that CO2 is bad. Well, let's ask a tree if CO2 is bad. And it would ask us, is oxygen bad for you? Because it would give us some oxygen. But maybe you don't like oxygen. Maybe you like bad breath coming from the halls of politics where they make fun of old people by saying they don't know they're there. Yeah, that president needs to step down in the United States. Ain't no doubt about it. That person is not capable of doing the job. But you don't make fun of people bullying their disabilities. I'm very ashamed to hear that coming from somebody from my country. Look at this as a boom boom plum. This is his ivy. Come on. It's like your kid drew a picture and you hung on your refrigerator there. Or is it a hieroglyph? I'm just joking on that one, guy. I just appalled when I watch Sickness Mix, and I know that this causes bad lung issues. I don't for my asthma, bad air, asthma-like conditions. But I bet you right around the corner they get a shot for that too. Well, you know what they need to take a shot at? A shot at not doing this in our sky. A shot at planting heirloom trees that feed the nature of every area. You can't plant a pine tree here and expect it to help something over there if it was only supposed to be here. But there's a kind of pine tree that should be planted here, and they don't let you. There's not enough of them left. And seek that out and help grow those, because it's important. If you tell me a species is functionally extinct, then there's something wrong with us. While we even try to make ourselves have one more betterment for ourselves without making it that fixed. And well, if you're booming and you're pluming over all of their bedroomings, then it's just wrong. Geoengineering will kill over the next 5 days. Not just in your country. There's terrible floods that over the next 5 days are about to occur. If I look over in Vietnam, the totals from Da Nang. Oh, dang. And some of these areas could see half a meter. Okay, hey, you want to see your tens? They are about to have a hell of an event. Most of that's going to come within about 6 days from now. Yeah, this is a lot. All right, I'm just going to stick with the 5. Everybody's, Bangladesh. Guess what they're getting again? Geostorm. If they sell a program of geoengineering to stop harm from happening, well, they're damn sure failing at it. Miserably. Or is that their plan to flood this valley that they want for growing stuff? To destroy the food crops that these people in these mountains need to survive? And this is about the 5th flood of this type of water that has hit this area since February. India, hello. Between your 5 and your this, that storm that I said the pressure was going to take it back around is about to fuck the tip of your dick. From here to here, flooded out, all headed to where? The city of Bangalore. however you pronounce this, is in great danger. But you know, when you want to, they say openly, even on Georgia Guidestones, they say, hey, only 1 out of 10 of us should stay living, and we should, they should be decided based on our usefulness. Well, anybody who says something like that is one of the first out of the 10 to go, because that's about as useless as idea as I could think. As we had look at Shivamuga over here, how do you pronounce this, and they're getting eminently flooded. Have they been warned that that's headed their way? Where would you go? You cannot hide from the sky. You have to come out sometime. And Africa is once again in grave danger. Southern Nigeria, swaths of Cameroon, Central African Republic, having their resources, their jungles stripped of the topsoils they're going to need to plant. And that's going to be a devastating event for Port Harcourt, Wari. And I will be telling my neighbors in the house about these places. I'll let them watch this video. Oh my God. This is not a little bit of water. This is a consistent, long-term rain event for an area that is already inundated with water, just like Australia is. There is nowhere where the water to go but away, downhill, somewhere, down into basements. Hey, maybe it'll fill all these tunnels up, man. I'll start hearing that kind of crap. That would be great. Unless those tunnels were where you were going to go to work. Back and forth. Hey, as the Gabon over here, you pronounce this. I didn't want to say Gibbon, because I would be accused of something wrong. And as we look out these tendrils of moisture continuing across the United States, we see the imminent flooding of New England. Right at the time of year, the most beautiful trees are supposed to be showing. When the saps are running, they're going to get geo-funked. Funky taste of syrup. You want some funky syrup? Yeah, come to Vermont. The Alpine Slide in Bromley, man. What a view you would get to see from up there. You could see 4 states up there in the fall. And I used to like to go there. Yeah, go on the Alpine Slide up in Bromley, go down the hill. That was fun. We're looking at it. How's Lake Winnipesaukee? That's a name for you, isn't it? Yeah. Boy, they're going to get some water, man. Bad. How's Sebago looking? It's a huge lake. And sometimes it got a tide. You don't want to go out there in a canoe on the wrong time. Spend a lot of time. And it's got locks that'll take you up in the ear. In all sorts of places. Yeah. There's a lot of flats around here. You guys are going to cop it. You guys are about to get a flood, Bangor. Look at that. Have you been told, Bangor, Maine? You got something coming. It's coming. Is any of it snow? No. You're fucked. When the sap is running, the geoengineers are coming. Hey, there is some new snow showing. Yeah, but not for you. Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good for the maple. My God, that's a blizzard. Now I'm doing some sustenance. Give me a minute. Yeah, man. A little bit of a nor'easter coming in. Ah, yeah. That's a strange flow. So I'll be looking for a beam from over here in Massachusetts, just from as a base over here. I'll be watching for it. So, okay, so it looks like we're going to have a major snow event occurring through Vermont and parts of the Green Mountains over there. Uh-huh. It's beautiful. Yeah, I've been all through that area. That's my stomping grounds. I hitchhiked all over the country around here. That's when you could live, right? That's an odd somebody's alarm. And here's a quick view of a lot of stuff. And as we look at the whole bzzz of it all, I'm going to go look at your boosting situation, Straya. And yeah, you're blasting. I was watching it earlier. There we go. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. Oh, the frying of Warina. That's just hard for me to say. Like Fonzie trying to say wrong. Mild Dora frying people. Directing this storm. Stalling it, actually. That's going to stall and help the fold. Send this part south. Atticisms. The Atticisms of Maldura. Da-na-na-na-na. Hey, would you stop frying me? Hey, hey, Maud. What is this named after? Shows? Yeah, when that rain comes over, man, you guys could cop it. And hey, you got highways and everything to act as the dry riverbeds. You got a radar probably here that could do something. Lay of the land says that's low. Yeah, man, get your stock up. Hey, South Moama Street. I think you might get a little bit fucked. You're going to have a little bit of hail, that's for sure, because this is going to bunch up the chem. And when it bunch up all the piezo factories, all the ions crashing together, positive and negatives, is not going to have a very positive effect on the land. Yeah, you guys are going to get some. I don't see any big spinners farming yet. Though this chembiomes here formation is an area of interest, because this lake has quite an effect, I've noticed. Yeah, you got chembiomes been deployed right through here. Boom, bada boom, 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 bada boom, boom, bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 bada boom, boom, bada boom, boom, boom. Fart bombs. Yeah, look at this shit. You guys are getting so damn polluted. Right, and with all that said, I think I gave you your forecast. I think I told you your generalized areas. I think I told you now pretty much 36 hours until your next groundhog event happens, with the same thing happening again and again. Here comes your weather over and over. The geostorm, my friend, again. The boom, 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 boom of it all. Of it all. And if you'd like to support my work, you may do so at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch, where you will not be fined for helping somebody. That's a great big piece of disinformation going around. But hey, if they can say something that defunds people showing the truth, they will. So, with all that said, I'm going to let this run for a minute, while we do not run from what's going on. As we go into Tuesday, storms popping out. Just like I showed before, following the line of the chemtrails. You see where the chem was. You see where the EMF is pinning things in place. You know where the storm's going to stay. Right? Hey, they're making the bed that you're lying in. But only you could choose to go to sleep in it. Okay? Remember that. And you can shit the bed. It's time we all shit their bed. Look at this line of storms they got planned for you. That's unheard of. But they got the cold air meeting the hot air, and the chem bomb said, yeah, man, let's have it. Let's give them something really juicy. Let's just send that sucker right on through. Hey, we ain't forgot about you, Tasmania. That's a lot of lightning. That's a lot of storming. And that's a whole lot of shaking going on. And well, if they're shaking it, we ought to be baking it. My God, not again. Them totals have to be higher. That is no way. My God. I ain't agreeing on that at all. Yeah, that's about right on 3 days. Say, yeah. You give that big swath all the way over here. It seems about right. So you're looking at about 10 to 15 centimeters of rain. My God, that's 6 inches your rain's going to fall between Bedingo and over here in this one swath. And in a line like this, you'll have your 10 centimeter line. And the only reason this one's going to be heavier is because the stall move of it folding around the coast is going to allow the heavier to bunch together here. So you're looking at about 14 centimeters through here, about 10 through here. Right, with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Big love. Peace.